I'll create a new file inside the src folder named resolver.cs, and inside of this file I will import the book models, the author model, and I will create and export a variable resolver. This is an object that Apollo server will use to provide the data and the functions for fetching the data for our queries and for handling the mutations. Okay, on the object I will add a query object which will be an object, and on it I will resolve the books query first. Take note that when resolving a query object, you can basically use anything as far as its end product will be an object that matches the shape of the return type. Okay, I will use a function in this instance. However, you can use an object if that's what you wish. Since I am using a function, the function must return an object that matches the shape of the book type we define in the type definitions. This will be an asynchronous function, and inside this function I will use the find method on the books model to return all books in the book collection. Next, I will add a book property on the query object, which will also be equal to an async function. All arguments passed to query object lives on the second argument anytime we are using a function, because by default this function will record with some parameters. Okay, I will extract the id argument from the second argument, right, and I will use that to find a book whose id matches the id argument and return it from the function. I will resolve the author's query using the find method on the author's model to return all authors, and then I will resolve the author query using the id passed in to find the author whose id matches the id argument.